Hey guys. Hey you guys. It's you know, me, it's Scott, and it's been a while. Okay, we are so sorry. There were a few interruptions. It was like Mother's Day interruptions and vacation. I don't even know if we would consider this a vacation. What would we consider what we did? I guess this week we were out of town because Scott likes to do metal festivals, and we had to go. So we were out of town, and the days got away, and so here we are. But I'm going to do an official apology at the end of this live. I have it as part of our lessons learned. So today we are going to do Sherlock because I definitely owe you guys like a lot, and I'm going to try to pay back this week. We definitely got a lot going on today. And we are doing the Adventure of the Sins, but what we call in this is Sherlock Holmes better pop his collar. He better pop that collar. Scott, are you gonna pop your collar?
Sure.
As he proceeds to do nothing. Okay, so do you know what he's popping his collar for? Is it because you know?
Don't know.
Oh.
Does it fit anymore?
Huh?
The shirt doesn't fit anymore.
I don't think that we're doing back then, but we shall see. Okay, so let me get to my notes. Because that's important, kinda, sorta. It's just very important for me to get to these notes. Oh my gosh, wait, sorry y'all. I don't know where my notes went. I lost my notes. No, that's awful. Oh no. Okay, wait, sorry y'all. Let me just get to my docs because I did something weird. Okay, so let's talk about it. So Sherlock Watson, of course, Scott, you guys, me, we're all lazing around, 221B Baker. And all of a sudden, here comes Detective Lestrade. He comes over. He periodically does that. And these are not just like social calls, like, hey, what you been up to, Holmes? He low key be over there trying to get Holmes to solve them. Whatever. He got too much pride that we gonna read every time. He got too much pride because
He ever solved a case on his own? Always seems to be coming over.
Scott, we answer a call and do a service.
All right.
Okay, not here to judge, even though we kind of gonna judge. So, he comes up and he's like, oh my God, I got this weird case. But it's not really for you, Holmes. It would more so be for Watson. And so Watson like, oh, what's up? And so he's like, there's a man who he got this intense, he just really is, he a hater. He a big hater for Napoleon Bonaparte, which like, who can hate Napoleon? I mean, like, was he a saint? No. But was he one of the military strategists out there? Yes. Yes, he was. He was doing the damn. So, this man has this intense hate, or I don't know, detestment, I don't know, for, Napoleon. And so he's like, this man is going around like defending Napoleon statues. And so Watson was like, oh yeah, I guess that is me. Some kind of weird delusion where he, can only focus on Napoleon, and that's why I'm doing it. And Sherlock was like, this ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't care what this man's mental illness is. He ain't committing no crimes. This ain't got nothing to do with me. That is until Lestrade was like, oh, no, actually he did commit some crimes, because the first time the little statue was broken, the little Napoleon statue was broken, somebody then broke into, a shop that sold them and just the Napoleon statues. Okay. Then the second time, this person then broke up into the house. Somebody broke up the statue. It was wait, let me get his name. Let me give y'all his name. It was Dr. Barnicott. He done went up in this man's house and broke up the statue. And mind you, this man is not a Napoleon detester. This man understands that man's military strategy. This man not had just one statue, but had a two. He had one at the house, which that person went and broke up in that house. Then he had in his office, he a doctor. And he said, baby, we need the spirit everywhere we go. And so the person broke up in that doctor's office and broke that one too. And so Sherlock is like, wait, so we got some crazy person just running around breaking up Napoleon stuff. What about Dr. Bonaparte? You know, how big of a fan is he? And Lestrada's like, oh, he a big fan. He got all the Napoleon stuff. He got Napoleon t-shirts. He got Napoleon sneakers. He got Napoleon uniforms. He cosplays and LARPs as Napoleon. Like he's a big fan. And so Sherlock is like, so the only thing he broke that was Napoleon was a statue, just like the statue from the store. And Lestrade was like, yeah. And Sherlock is just looking like, so you ain't following the okay. Okay, you know, whatever. So Sherlock was like, you know, this is not like I have some theories. I have some things swimming around in my head. However, I don't have enough clues. And you, sir, you not paying me. You just over here acting like you give a damn. So why don't you go ahead, go to your office and bring your little self a letter or something when something else pop off? Because I know something gonna pop off. You not catching it, but I'm catching it and something else gonna pop off. So hit me up, you know, when something else pop off. And so, you know, Lestrade leaves. Well, would you know it? Scott, would you know it? The next day there's a letter in the morning. Who do you think it was from, Scott?
The doctor.
No, the doctor. Why the doctor hitting him?
I don't know.
Scott, you ain't paying attention to none of this. Scott don't ever be paying attention, y'all. He may not be invited back. So it is Lestrade. Remember, he told Lestrade, beat me 911 if sales come up. And so Lestrade's like, who, Lestrade?
Yeah, mail takes a while.
Not when you got.
Yeah, seems to come pretty quick in Sherlock's world.
Yeah, they come like text messages. So, you know, the next morning, here's a letter, and Sherlock's like, come on, Watson, we got to get on over. Clearly something didn't happen. We being summons and we being told to rush. So they get on down the road and boop, there is someone unalived. Someone is gone, honey. There is someone's mama grieving. Someone alive. And so Lestrade was like, hey, you was right. Something then went down. We got this body here. And this person who we found laying here, he by this reporter guy. And so the reporter's like, oh my God, I'm super tired of explaining. How many people I gotta tell this story to? I got stuff to do. You know how that is, guy. Right. You know, he's like, I was working on a story before this, and now I got this story of some dude that's unalived in front of my house. I ain't got time. I gotta get on my old antique typewriter and type up some stuff. If we even typewriters at this point, I don't know. I gotta get out. And so he tells Sherlock the story again. He said, you know, he was for his article to be put in the newspaper the next day because he's a reporter, and heard a noise. And at first he acted like it wasn't going on because he really put this story out. He didn't have AI. He didn't have spell check. He didn't have nothing. It's just and maybe a typewriter. So he got a risk. So he ignored the noise at first, but then he kept hearing it. He's like, oh, gosh, stop. Let me go see what's going on. He sees one man running and one man on the ground. And so he blows his police whistle. Oh, dang, I should have brought my whistle, y'all. Scott, this is a tragedy. How am I as the police? Because we're really here in this moment right now. So he blew his police whistle and the police, and here we are the next morning. Oh my gosh, what is this? I need to stop telling this story over and over again to every person that we, okay, I get you're investigating, but I got a report, and now I got this thing to report. And so, like, I'm done. I'm only doing this because you said this man's name is Sherlock Holmes. That's the only reason why we doing it. Good. So, he's like, okay, I gotta go. And so Sherlock was like, okay, whoa. But did you have a Napoleon statue? Dude was like, yeah, I bought it from the dollar store over there, their equivalent of the dollar store. I bought it from the dollar store. Now I gotta go. So Sherlock is like, okay, fine. I don't need no way. So he goes looking through the clues of this body that's on the ground, and he's asking Lestrade, like, do you know who this is? And Lestrade's like, nah, we don't know. Not yet. And so he's digging, and he finds a picture of a ugly dude. And they literally just describe this dude as ugly. And so he's like, this picture, Lestrade. And Lestrade's like, yeah, I don't think it's important to the case. And so he's like, okay, cool. And he was like, hey, why don't you go tell that reporter, this will help him with what he's trying to write. Tell that reporter what Watson told us was wrong with this person this morning. He got a weird delusional obsession with whatever, Napoleon, he wish he was his man, whatever. Freud, Sigmund Freud, whatever. And so he's like, Lestrade, like, but do you really believe that? Sherlock is like, hey, I don't need these people all up in my business. Do you want me to help you with this case or not? Scott, do you want me to help you with this case or not?
Yeah, we need help.
Yeah. And so he was like, you know what? He said the famous Scooby-Doo line, let's split up. You go do your thing. I don't need you. I got this. Watson and I are all going to do our thing. Okay? And we'll meet up this evening and we'll figure out what's going on. Okay? Now, mind you, how many things did I say? One was smashed at the store, 2 at the doctor house, and then 1 with this man. So we got 4 smashed Napoleon heads. Just violence. Violence, I say. Violence. Okay, so, they split up. And so Sherlock is like, let's go ahead and go to those 2 shops, because somewhere in there, the peeps explain where they bought this statue from. And then Lestrade also was like, hey, this is where they got these statues from. He did a little, just teensy little bit of detective work, just a little, before he ran and got Holmes, I guess. So anyway, so Sherlock goes to the first shop. The shop is closed. Sherlock is like, let's go have lunch, because child, we ain't really had no breakfast. We've been running around with this who don't know what's going on. Let's go have some lunch. And Sherlock is sitting there gagging at him, giggling, because he's reading the newspaper. That reporter put the very thing he told him to put in that newspaper, knowing that whole lie. But a strategic lie nonetheless. It's not a lie if you're using it in strategy. Period. Write that down. Don't write that. Don't write that down. Allegedly. That's how everybody gets out, Scott. They just say allegedly. Allegedly. Okay. So they split. Sherlock and is sitting there gagging and laughing because he didn't trick the newspapers. And so, boom, they finally go to that first store that the dude was, and they like, hey, have you seen this ugly man? Have you seen this ugly man right here? Because remember, this man is ugly. You see this picture? Have you not, like, this is not the picture, but I'm just saying, like, props. Have you seen that ugly man over there? Okay. Have you seen the picture of the man? And the owner was like, oh, yeah. I do know him. That's Beepo. He Italian, he an immigrant. He was working here. He came up. He was a good worker. He was doing his thug nizzle. However, 2 days before that statue broken up, before somebody broke up in here and broke up the statue, he quit. Just a little suspicious, just slightly suspicious. He also, so Sherlock was like, well, okay, that's cool. I love that. Could you tell me everybody that purchased the statue from here? Because the man also told him the statues come in 6. Like he purchased them in a pack. Because this is like the dollar store for that time. So he was like, oh, yeah. Here's who purchased it. He was like, also, this is the shop that I bought the stuff from. So boom, they out. They like, okay, cool. We got to get up to the people that made this statue of 6. And so, he goes to the second guy. The second dude, the dude that makes the statues, because we didn't have no contracts with China. They didn't have no contracts with China. London didn't, like we do now. So people actually like made these things. So he goes to the maker of the statue and he's like, have you seen this ugly man? Have you seen this ugly man? Have you seen him? Do you know him? Do you know who he is? And the owner was like, absolutely. That is a Dusty. That's a Dusty. Okay. That's a Dusty if I ever. Ugh, he get on my nerves. And so Sherlock is like, oh, tell more. And so the owner was like, oh, he came here working. He's a hard worker. I mean, I'll give him that. However, this fool decided he wanted to go on and start stabbing people. Because what else do we have to do? We could be making more statues. So he went up to some man outside of the store at work stabbing people. And so Sherlock is like, oh, for real, what happened after that? He got a year and he should be out now. He was like, but if you really want to, if you really want to know where this dude is, why don't you go get his cousin work over here? Don't you want me to get the cousin? And Sherlock like, shh. So I done already lied to the newspaper. He ain't say that, but I would have did it for dramatic effect. Sir, I didn't already sit here and lied to a newspaper. Why am I going to let you blow my cover? Stop snitching. Stop snitching. That's what he said. Stop snitching. But for dramatic effect, why not? So they cleaned up for the day. They was like, okay, we went to all we needed to go, Maybe we should go to the mall and go shopping, shouldn't we, Scott? And, let's go back home and freshen up and get ready to see what Detective Lestrade has done. Let's see. So and guess what Detective Lestrade is focusing on?
What's he focusing on?
The wrong shit. He's not focusing on the right shit. He's focusing on the wrong shit. Well, a girl can hope. People have hope. That's what hope is for. We're hoping he focuses on the right shit. Okay. So let me just read where we are here, because Lestrade is out here and I don't want y'all to think, oh, she's just making it up. I'm not making it up. Okay, so splendid. Wait, let me make sure this is the part I'm supposed to be reading, because sometimes I get it wrong. Oh, see, I was wrong. Well, he asked, what, Mr. Holmes? We had a very, very busy day and not entirely a wasted one, my friend explained. We have seen both the retailers and also the wholesale manufacturer. Each of the bus now from the beginning. The bus? Cried Lestrade. Well, you have your own methods, Mr. Sherlock Holmes, and it is not for me to say a word against them. Asked him that anyway. But I think I have done a better day's work than you. I have identified a live man. Yeah, don't say that, Sherlock. Like, oh, really? Word? That's what you identified him. Okay, isn't that what you were supposed to do? That's not what he said, though. I'm gonna get back to reading it. And found a cause for the crime. Splendid. I'm gonna start using that word when I'm like, oh, that's splendid. Did that sound excited? Yeah. So, Detective Lestrade Lestrade sit here and gives this long, wrong theory that he got, talking about, oh, found out the unalive. I don't want to mispronounce their names. Their names are Italian, but it's like super Italian. I don't want to mispronounce it, so I gave it my own little spin. Unalive dude was Peter Venucci. Okay. He's the Italian guy, and oops, he in the mafia. Oops, he didn't slip, fell, and fell into the mafia. So he gives this long-winded excuse about God. He's a mafia guy. He was sent to unalive some other mafia guy, and he got unalived himself. We gotta figure out which dude he was after. Blah blah blah. And Sherlock is just looking at him, and he's like, but why? So why? What about the other? Remember when you came about them dumb statues? Remember we started off with a Napoleon detester, hater, whatever. We act like that didn't happen. We just gonna pin it all on him. So where the other statues? Why were they broke? He was like, okay, girl. So anyway, he said the bus. So excellent, Lestrade, excellent. He cried, but I didn't follow your explanation of the destruction of the bus, the statues, the bus statues. You never can get those busts out of your head. After all, this is nothing. Petty larceny, 6 months at the most. He want to get this man charged, honey. It is murder that we are really investigating. I tell you that I am gathering all the threads into my hands. He to a man that he came and asked to help him. That is always like 99.100% of the time he right. This is Lestrade telling him he is wrong. How do you think this is going to end, Scott? Period. Oh, I love it. You use the word of the day. Ah! It's like Pee Wee Playhouse. The word of the day, he was screaming. Ah! So anyway, you get back to my notes. Like it's just sitting there like word that yep. Okay, so it's the mafia. Got it. Yup, got it. He was like, so it's the mafia. However, space, I have a theory about these busts that you keep getting triggered about. Okay, I have a theory that is triggering you, so that tells me I'm on the right track. So what if he was like, I'll go with you tomorrow to go chase the mafia. I don't know why we're chasing them because they have nothing to do with this. But I'll go with you tomorrow and chase the mafia if and only if you trust the man who you came to and asked for his help. Okay. And you come with me tonight because I think we gonna catch the criminal. I think we are. And so Lestrade's like, oh my God. He's still triggered. He's still triggered. Oh my God. Fine. Whatever. We can go tonight. Whatever. I'm getting on the couch and taking a nap because I did so much research today. And so Sherlock is like, fine, whatever. Watson, can you send these 2 letters out? I got 2 letters, one going to the paper, one going to this place, because work to do. I ain't got time to be talking to Lestrade because he got me anyway, so whatever. Also, hey, why don't you go ahead, Watson, get your pew-pew. He was like, I'm bringing my riding thing, but I have a whip. I have to a horse, whatever. But what you bringing, Scott? What you bringing? What weapon y'all bringing? I'm bringing my chucks. What you bringing, Scott?
I'll bring a sword.
Bringing a sword and a spear, period. What y'all bringing? So everybody got their weapons, and they like, come on, we out. Lestrade both wiped the crust out his eyes, and I guess, I don't know. He probably didn't bring a weapon. He's a hater. Hi, haters. Hi, Lestrade. Hi, haters. So, let me set the scene. This is like a play, y'all. This is a play retelling. Okay, so we're sitting outside in the dark in some bushes. We looking. We hiding in the bushes. And we sitting here. Lestrade is still triggered probably. And all of a sudden we hear crunch, 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 crunch. Scott, don't be scared. Shh. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Shh. My finger over your mouth. Okay, so he's like, crunch, 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 crunch. They see some dude walking in the house that they hiding in the bushes of. And he leaves, he breaks into the house because he ain't got no home. He breaks into the house and go in and then comes out. And he comes out with a Napoleon head statue, which is the theme of this story. And like, you know, he breaks it. He just breaks it. And then he's like looking through the shards of it. And this is when Watson come out like, break yourself, run me my money. He doesn't say run money, but he do say break yourself, fool. And the man is like, oh, you losers, y'all are stupid, I hate you. And you know, he gets caught. Now this man he's the man from the picture, by the way. He's the ugly man from the picture. This man needs some help because he walking around biting people, trying to bite people. He's over there just being a whole savage, like them cats and Scott. Scott likes to pet sleeping cats. And they like to bite and scratch him when he does that. So that's a lesson learned. Don't pet sleeping cats. Did you learn lesson, Scott?
We'll see.
There's a sleeping cat right behind him. He probably gonna pet it, and he gonna get bit. So anyway, so you know they arrest him. Lestrade is just like, maybe I was a little bit wrong. Who is this dude? What is this the dude that is? Wait, huh? Just gagging. Just he ain't got nothing to say. So he takes man on the prison. And you know, Sherlock, he's like, okay, what's going on, Sherlock? He was like, look, late. You get on my nerves and you irritate my spirit and soul. And what we're gonna do is, because all the answers are all the clues will come together tomorrow. I remember I sent out them 2 letters while you was laying on the couch sleep doing nothing. So all the clues are about to come together. And I'll just give you everything tomorrow because much like my reporter homie, I ain't got time to repeat myself over and over and over again telling you the story, especially because you don't listen. He didn't saw that, but I feel like he would have got the max dragging if he had said that. Like if somebody had doubted, came to your house, asked you for help, and then turned around and would you have dragged him like that? Would you guys have dragged him like that? Sherlock is a classy based man. He didn't do it. So everybody, you know, here comes, you know, he told Lestrade what time to come over to 221 or 221 B Baker. So Lestrade over there just still gagging like whatever. And so here come a door. And this man walks in. It's a good man, Savannah. This is a good man, Savannah. And let me tell you why. So he walks in and he's like, I got your letter, you know, saying that you would give me 10 pounds for this Napoleon. I brought it with me, you know. He was honest. I'm not a rich man. I be at the dollar store all the time. So I know you trying to give me 10 pounds for this, but I only pay 18 shillings. What the conversion is, Scott, do you know that conversion? If y'all figure it out, put it up. He was like, so I ain't pay that much for it, so you don't have to full 10 pounds. A good man, an honest man. He was like, I ain't gonna rip you off, sir. You ain't that much. And Sherlock, like you could tell there was a little tear in his eye. He was like, there are good people in humanity. Oh my God. You just take your head, though.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, he was. If he was thinking the bad stuff that I just said, he was thinking the good stuff too. Scott, do better with yourself, with your life.
Okay.
Scott's a hater, but you know what they say about haters. If you got haters, you know you're doing it right. Anyway, so he was like, look, I said 10 pounds. I'm a man who got money because I got kings, and Lestrade always gonna keep me in business because he can't figure out his mouth from his ear hole. He can't figure nothing out. So whatever, he can't figure his way out of a brown paper bag. So he keeps me, baby, I got money. I got money. Take these 10 pounds and stay blessed and be blessed because you a good Savannah. So anyway, so he gives him the 10 pounds. He makes him sign paperwork. Let me tell y'all something. This is what people got to learn. Sherlock was doing it back in the 1800s. See, these had no cars. They was walking. And he knew to make people sign some documentation. Y'all taking no promises. This is an early lesson learned. Don't just accept people promises. Get them to write that down and get it notarized and get it documented. Okay? That's a free lesson. So anyway, he makes that man sign that paperwork. He get him the 10 pounds. That man skipped out the door like, yes, I'm going back to the dollar store. Period. Buy me some more Napoleon bust. Maybe somebody will give me 10 pounds for that. And he leaves. This is where Sherlock pops his collar. This is when, wait. I'm sorry. Wait. This is before that. Sorry, y'all. I got excited. I popped my collar. So then Sherlock takes that bus and he just breaks it. Well, he didn't do that. That was very dramatic. He takes a riding whip and he takes my nunchucks and he says, Did that scare you, Scott?
Yeah.
I do look threatening when I have my nunchucks. So anyway, and he breaks it and then he looks through the pieces and what is he? Wait, I got a perfect like thing he found in my dirty fridge. He looks through the rubble and what is this?
Grapes.
No. Scott, use your damn imagination. Why am I telling these stories?
Pearls.
Yes, it's a black pearl. It's a black pearl. It's from the bourgeois family. They were like it was the Medellin bourgeois family. I may be saying it wrong. They were two very wealthy families in Italy. So anyway, so he was like, boom, there's the black pearl right there. Huh? He was like, I figured it out. He was like, I went, while Lestrade was doing nothing. I went and searched through papers and did some digging and went to the Encyclopedia Britannica. I don't know or not. I did some digging. I put my ear street. I got my little thing and I looked around and I figured it out. One of the bourgeois had a maid named Lucy Venenucci. The sister to Peter Venucci. And she decided she wanted to get fresh. She was probably mad or she was broke. And she said, put this big old pearl out and we're going to get some money for it. And so she slipped it out. Brother, I don't know what he did. He, I don't know, took it to London because they were in Italy. Went over to London with him. He hired Beppo to help him hide it. And right when they were get away with all of it, here we go. He decided to stab somebody. He decided he wanted to be Jason Voorhees or whatever and start cutting people up. So the police are coming. He got the pearl and he said, oh, what should I do? Oh, let me put it in this Napoleon statue. But it like seals together. So he pressed it into the Napoleon statue. And he knew, well, when I get back, when I get out the slammer in a year, free him. Hashtag free him. I'm going to just go back and find the statue and break it up and get my money. And he needed Peter to help him figure out like where the statues were, who got, because Peter still worked at that store. So, he needed to know where this stuff was, where the statues were. Figured it all out. He said, I don't need you, Peter. Honey, I ain't splitting this money. And so he offed him. Now, when that pearl came out, here come that pearl. Okay. What did Sherlock do? Sherlock started popping his own collar. Huh? Here we go. Let me show you what. Let me tell you what he did. Let me show you that I ain't playing. Lestrade and I. So he didn't broke the Napoleon and found that pearl. Lestrade and I sat silent for a moment, and then with a spontaneous impulse, we both broke out clapping. Yes, they gave him a standing ovation, as at well-wrought crisis of a play. A flush of color Holmes' pale cheeks, and he bowed to us like a master dramatist who received the homage of his audience. Yes, he said, honey. Okay, huh? Mic drop. He said, okay. It was such a moment that for an instant he ceased to be a reasoning machine, and betrayed his human love for admiration and applause. The singularly proud and reserved nature, which turned away with disdain from popular notoriety, was capable of being moved to its depths by spontaneous wonder and praise from a friend. Okay, he said, them hands turned me into Michael Jackson. Okay, and this is my thriller. Period. Yes. Sometimes look, you got to take that praise. So they over there being groupies, they fans, they a fan. And so, yeah, Sherlock was like, that's what happened. So, you know, here's the pearl. I did it. I solved it. Lestrade. They say you Lestrade about some mafia. Like, what are you talking about? And Lestrade was like, you know what, Sherlock? Let me show you how. Lestrade said, nah, pimp. Nah, pimp. He said, well, said Lestrade, I've seen you handle a good many cases, Mr. Holmes, but I don't know that I ever knew a more workmanlike one than that. We are not jealous of you at Scotland Yard. Say you jealous without saying. No, sir, we are very proud of you. Say you jealous without saying. Ain't nobody asked if you was sure. That sounds like a Freudian slip, but who am I? Anyway, and if you come down tomorrow, there's not a man from the oldest inspector to the youngest constable who wouldn't be glad to shake your hand. If that ain't respect, it just took the breath out of me how much respect was going to give him. Thank you, said Holmes. Thank you. And as he turned away, it seemed to me that he was more nearly moved by the softer human emotions than I had ever seen him. A moment later, he was the cold and practical thinker once more. Put the pearl in the safe, Watson, he said. Out the papers of, some case with a crazy. Goodbye, Lestrade. If any little problem comes your way, I shall be happy, if I can, to give you a hint or two as to its solution. He was popping his own collar, and then he said, I'm Sherlock. I'm stoic. Let me get back in character. Okay, so that is the end of the story. Scott, do you have any learned?
Nah, just happy to be back on the case and get it solved.
Period. Okay, well, I have a few learned. I'm going to leave you with a quote that one of my high schoolers used to tell me when I never had my homework on time. Excuses, Miss Daydreamer perspective, only satisfy those that give. So I have no excuse for not doing my live. I did it because I got distracted by everything else. So there's no excuse. But as you can say, like, use that. That was powerful. Like, I used to just look at him like he was crazy. But clearly that lives like in my head. So, clearly I use it on myself when I don't accomplish something. So my apologies for not being consistent, even though I promised I would, and I'm going to try to do better. Now, to the Sherlock Holmes part. There is no honesty amongst thieves. That is like an old cliche saying, but it shows you in this story, like one fool used the other and then unalived him, and the sister was doing too much. Like it just rolled into chaos. So if you're doing dishonest things with other people, don't be surprised when they do dishonest things to you, to other people. Like it just never ends. So just don't get wrapped up in it. Oh, sometimes you gotta celebrate yourself, because if not you, then who? Okay? And who gonna do it better? Sherlock said, baby, I'm collar all over the place, because when I don't collar, you be over there doubting me and telling me I don't know what the hell I'm doing, even though you be coming over here ringing my doorbell. I don't come looking for you. Okay? So Sherlock decided to pop his collar and celebrate himself like no other. I suggest if you do something good, you do it for yourself. TOO too. TWO too. I'm kidding. It's the TOO. So with that, Scott, did you have anything else that arose as I told my lesson? Don't be shy.
No.
And you guys, don't be shy. If you have a lesson, put it down there. Okay, now you know we got to do our Sherlock Scooby snack.
Okay.
Yeah, honey. And when we talked about y'all when we went out of town, because we went to an Asian store, a different one, and got some new ones. So this is creamy lobster flavored Lay's. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Hey. I'm Fat Albert. Y'all don't do that with y'all too. That's so tacky. Oh, it smells like lobster. It definitely has the smell, huh?
That don't look like a good face.
None of my faces. It's too lobster. Sorry, y'all. Scott just made the face.
Yeah, it's not a good smell.
It's not. It's nasty. You know what it smells like to me? It triggered a childhood memory. No, it smells like. Did you ever have fish when growing up?
Yeah.
It smelled like them fish flakes that we would feed fish. Remember? That's what it smells like. That's why I'm like, why does that smell like that? That's not for human consumption. Even though I did try a couple when I was younger, it just tastes like nothing. So, anyway, enough about that. So with that, we are done. You know. Oh, do we recommend creamy?
I wouldn't go with it.
They got some bomb flavors. This is not one of them. This is not my fave. We should crunch them up and give them. Anyway, did you have any last words, parting gifts, pearls for us? Little black pearls for us? No? Okay, well, I don't recommend the chips. We do recommend celebrating yourselves. We do recommend not giving excuses, because nobody's satisfied but the person giving them. And we do not recommend hanging out with bad people, because eventually they're going to do bad to you. So with that being said, from wherever we are, wherever you are, we are closed. We will see you guys next time. Peace, love, and happiness. Bye. Oh, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Scott, why didn't you remind me?